What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D, and you're watching Fina Team Unfiltered. Indy was going in on Daniel and Terrence, okay? Apparently, and allegedly, Daniel especially been doing interviews coming for Indy. Terrence have said some not so pleasant things about her. So she talked about how they made her uncomfortable and all of that. Let's get into it.
As you guys know, I'm a Brazilian. I was the first Brazilian, the first full immigrant in the Big Brother house. And that was a lot. It takes a lot of, courage to put yourself in that position. And my season was full of strange things that happens all the time, but it was pretty sad and pretty strange. And 2 weeks ago, I know you guys gonna tell me also that don't give those people attention, Indy. They want your response. I'm not giving the response because of them. I'm giving the response because I hold like I carry a flag of Brazil, of Latinos on my back. So I'm making my point as a strong woman, self-made woman that came all the way from another country and built herself up by herself. So I'm not talking here like about the other house guests. I'm making my point. I'm not here to make them famous or give them attention. I'm here to make sure they know whatever the way that they say or they behave is not okay. And here in my life, around me, around who I am, where I am, they cannot grow. That's not acceptable anymore. I let them say things about me. I let them, there was a lot. And I was just trying to figure out how to communicate about it, how to give a response, but I didn't forget. So now I'm here to make points about how I feel about some house guests, especially Daniel and Terrence. Those two humans that's being talking a lot of things about me. I don't know why, because I don't even mention their names. I don't even have their phone number. I don't even talk to them. But apparently they can't stop talking about me. And they cannot stop talking about every single woman that was in the house. And I'm here to stand up for me. I only can talk for myself. I cannot talk for the other girls. But if I can make a point to protect them as well, I will. So let's see. What I want to say is, if you are a woman and if you are walking by a construction building, blah, 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 that's 100 guys over there. You have that feeling that those guys gonna talk to you, right? And they're gonna say something to you and they're gonna disrespect you. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. You can be full cover. They're gonna talk to you and they're gonna say something to you, right? And that's a strange feeling, right? That was my feeling towards Daniel and Terrence all the time in the house. I wouldn't shower if they were around. And it takes me a lot of courage to come here and to talk to you guys and tell you guys and be vulnerable to express myself the way that I felt. I was disrespected in so many ways that was not just verbally. There was the way that they look at me. Or not just me. I'm not the star of Big Brother, the hottest girl ever. I'm not considering that. I'm just a woman. And the way that they behaved in the house, the way that they talk about women, the way that they talk to women, the way that they talk in the house and outside the house. Guys, listen. There was so many conversations where I heard Terrence saying, oh, but this girl is suffering this relationship. Why she put herself in that position? Why she got in that position first place if she knew she would suffer? Excuse me. How many women that we know that are suffering, that is in a toxic relationship with trauma bonded and so many other reasons that they just cannot get out of the relationship? And how you gonna assume that the girl should know better? This is one of the 100 things that he said. One of 100. Okay? I'm just expressing myself to make a point of the way that I felt towards them. Both of them. When I got out of the house, I saw many clips of Daniel saying that I was not beautiful enough. I was old and I was not smart enough. And I was like, oh, she just doesn't know how to play the game. Oh, she just like, English is not her first language. Doesn't matter how many flowers you put on top of whatever you're saying. Whatever you're saying is a sexist opinion. You were sharing a sexist opinion. And when you say like, when Terrence says like, oh, the girls got influenced by the other people to vote for Taylor. If you really translate what he's saying, he's calling us stupid. That we cannot make the choice by ourselves. That's the way that those people from my season talk. Those two people. And I see that so much going on like with Kyle and like whatever the behavior that Kyle had in the house and outside of the house, whatever. But I don't see people talking about these serious things. Because I know how I felt in the house. I know that every time that I crossed, like on my big bikinis, because I didn't even have my Brazilian bikinis, the way that they looked at me. And I waited for the comment because I knew the comment was coming and it was disgusting. And it was unnecessary and it was disrespectful. When I was in the jury house, after Terrence got in the jury house, there was one day that I was upstairs in my room and I left all my bikinis to go to the pool. And I remember that he was in the house, so I came back and I put a shirt on. If you want to talk about how I feel, that's how I feel. Did I start saying those things? No. Because what? Because I was trying to be nice and protect people. But I remember that I cannot protect the others if I don't protect myself. I would be a hypocrite if I don't talk to women, if I every day I sell products to women. I'm creating a brand, a nice, online course for women. And when I feel this way and I don't stand up for myself, I would be a freaking hypocrite if I don't talk the way that I literally felt being around those people. And not even talking like, oh, Indy, as Danielle said, I was too old. I was not pretty enough. First of all, thank God he didn't think I'm pretty enough. Oh my gosh, I would be really destroyed if I attract a man like that. But let me tell you something. Judging me from my age, you know how much I had to work to become who I am? I'm so proud. I'm 31 and I'm so proud because I'm a freaking badass. And I'm like, if I don't make your eyes shine, what the heck you kept looking at me around all the time? Tell me. Am I not pretty enough for you? Good. Am I not young enough for you? Good. So go after some young person. I'm not after you, Those comments, those behaves are not acceptable. We are not accepting this. You know how many strong women are out there fighting for their lives and being shutting down because they think they are old, they think they are not pretty enough, because your society and your mind make that statement and then we have to follow. You know how many people you are crushing with this type of comments on television? Like, I am 31. I came to Big Brother house at 31 and I'm so proud of myself because I did my best. And I'm so proud of who I am. And the way that you guys behaved are not acceptable. We had to play nice because we were in a freaking house competing for $750,000. I'm so glad that a strong woman got the money. I'm so proud that she got the money. So she can literally put that on your face, throw on your face. But my intention here was just to share with you guys all my feelings towards those people that are being 2 weeks ago, I woke up and there was some videos of Danielle out of nowhere calling me not smart enough. I didn't know the game. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Those for me are called conscious sexist. The type of men that know what they're saying. They know that they are doing some wrong stuff, but they want to put some flowers on it. And they're like, oh, maybe she just doesn't know. I know. Honey, if there's someone that is smarter than you in this game or any closer to you, it's me. You have no idea who I am and what I'm capable of. Like, I'm strong and I don't need to put people down to get up. I don't need to judge people, or I never even talked about you guys, even if I had 100 reasons. Honey, listen. As you say, oh, she's not strong enough, she's not pretty enough, she's not this, she's not that. Keep doing that. Because if you don't learn from now, after the Big Brother house, I think the planet's gonna teach you, because we are changing. Women's are putting the force together. We are getting together. And we are not allowing this type of behavior anymore around us. That's my thing for Daniel, especially for him, that comes like, I think he comes like from a Mexican family, Spanish family, whatever. And all my respect for his family members, that's nothing to do with him, but he should be better if he knows what's being an immigrant in this country means. And the way that he talked, again, is not appropriate. I do not accept it. That's called xenophobic. He's a freaking xenophobic. He's a freaking sexist. That's how I am reacting towards like whatever he said about me. And that's it. If I don't have like anything else to talk about him and anything else to say to him, so I hope he takes my name out of his mouth from now on. And heads up about Terrence again. Same thing. I have nothing to say to him anymore. I felt so uncomfortable in the house so many times when he was around. And even in the jury house, thank God CBS always protected me. Thank God they always had my back. There was one time that he disrespected me in front of all the house guests. I called him out. I went to the DR and I spoke to the DR and I say he's disrespecting me. So please let him know. And I talked to him next day and he was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean it. But that's what a sexist does. They always gonna play that they don't know. And they're gonna attack you. And they're gonna assume that and start saying like things like you were not strong enough. You don't know what you're doing. You were really easily like to influence. People can make your mind and change your mind. Like all the comments that he's been saying, not just about me, about many other girls. The comments that he did in the house. Guys, he didn't wear freaking underwear in the house. He's almost 50 years old. He's disgusting. All his comments, all his videos, all his shit that he does, he says about women before the house and after the house, that's disgusting. Every single time that I see a video of him, I want to throw up. I feel that like, oh my gosh, how can I block this person like in general? Because he's already blocked on every single thing that I have. But it's like so disgusting the way that those people behave and how those people get the platform and what they say about women. And that's why I'm here to tell you guys that it's not to share these stories with you guys. So since I work with women, my goal is to work with women, is to talk to women, to tell you guys that if you ever feel that way, speak up. If you ever feel that someone is not treating you well, or someone is like judging you by your age, by the way that you look like, the country that you come from, anything, speak up. Not even just a man, because unfortunately we were raised in a society that women's also talks a lot about other women's. And that's why I'm here to change that. So we can put power together and we can be better. We have so much potential to create a huge empire full of bad bitches. Because that's where we are. And let's see the questions. Thank God I didn't cry a lot. Taylor was asking to join, but I will see the questions.
Hello.
Hi, my love.
Hi, my darling. How are you?
I don't know. Are you watching the live?
I am watching the live, and I'm very proud of you.
So
It's a lot
I want to cry now.
No, I don't want you to cry, but I also don't want you to be afraid of sharing emotion. Now, I joined the live pretty late, so I don't know what exactly spurred all this. I don't know if a comment was said that made you feel like you need to speak up and say something. But regardless, I just want you to know that I am so proud of you for speaking your honest truth. I know how it could be very hard in that house as a woman. Brittany knows how hard it could be in that house as a woman. There's so many women in that house that know that whether conscious or unconscious, there were actions and comments made by the men at that house that made us uncomfortable to be there. And sometimes it's okay for us to speak up, and sometimes for our own sanity, it's better if we don't say anything. So I just want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you, and I am so grateful for you speaking your truth, speaking honesty on behalf of all of us. I want you to know that I have nothing but love for you, Indy. I truly do. And I am so sorry for all the times that you felt uncomfortable in that house. There are moments where I was also there with you, where I felt uncomfortable. There are moments where either together or separately, I'm sure we shared the same emotions. And I hate that in the house we weren't close enough to speak on that to each other. But I'm so happy that now we are close enough to speak freely about it. So, you know, I think it takes a lot to speak as passionately as you did just now tonight about your feelings and your experiences. It can take a lot. It can be either the second you get out of the house where you want to spew it all, or it can be time over a period of time where you feel more comfortable and confident to speak to it. And whatever your time frame is, I just want you to know that I support you and I love you. And that is what's most important to me.
Oh, thank you so much. It's like I was feeling so hypocrite to wake up every day and to share information to women and to tell them, don't be in a toxic relationship. Make a move. Get out of your comfort zone. Go and fight for it. And if I'm not speaking up about those people that made me feel so uncomfortable, and it's like they don't have and I was trying to literally, my mind was like, I won't say anything because first I need to protect their family. They have a family, they have kids, and etc. But I'm someone's kids.
Yes, you are.
I have a mom and I have a dad, and even if they weren't here,
you have friends. You're a human being that deserves respect.
I'm a human being. And then it was like the feeling was just like all the hate from being the Brazilian, being the person that is like, you already know, we had this conversation so many times. It was so hard for me to get in here.
I know.
And then having people not value that, and I don't want people to appreciate that, because that's not my goal. But just don't put me down to get up.
Exactly. And Indy, I remember even when we were at odds in the house, I remember celebrating your 1-year anniversary of being a U.S. citizen. And I remember going to the DR and just saying that it reminds me how much I wish we made it better for people like you to become citizens in this country. I wish we made it easier. I wish we made it better, because integrating culturally is already so difficult in itself. Why do we need to make the process itself so difficult? Yeah. And I remember your entire experience in the house, being an immigrant, being someone who has an accent, a language barrier. I remember you saying all the time, I'm so much funnier in Portuguese. I have so much empathy, sympathy. And not to mention, you are hilarious in English as well.
Thanks.
So I can't even imagine how funny you are in Portuguese. But I just remember wondering, regardless of the conflict that we have between us, I know that your experience is so much more difficult because your brain has to comprehend so much more to communicate with the rest of us. Not only are you dealing with sexism, not only are you dealing with racism, not only are you dealing with I've had a glass of wine, so I cannot think of the word when you are discriminatory against people of other nationalities. But not only are you dealing with xenophobia, thank you. Not only are you dealing with that, you also mentally have to comprehend a different language, be funny in a different language, be yourself in a different language. That is so hard. And regardless of the conflict that we had, I still had respect and love for you. And that carries on through today. I have nothing but love and respect for you. So to deal with all of that on top of sexism, on top of discomfort and misogyny, I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that I support you. The rest of our cast, especially the women, support you. Joseph supports you, and we will do everything to protect you, because that's what you deserve. Whether it's inside the house, outside the house, a year from now, a week from now, 20 years from now, that is what you deserve, period. And I will do everything to defend that.
Thank you so much. And I like yesterday I had like some interviews, and then someone asked me about, especially like specifically the time that Daniel stand up and scream at you and did like those horrible things. And then I was like, maybe if I could like protect Taylor in that moment, he wouldn't be attacking me right now. Because he would know we wouldn't let that grow. And that was one of my biggest regret. And I already talked to you and I already say how sorry I am about that. But one more time, I'm sorry for not being capable or, you know, to protect you at that time. And all the things that I felt in the house, I'm sure I was not the only one. I'm sure all this feeling that people gonna look at you and they're gonna make comments to you. And they're like those disgusting things. And I was like, oh, it even gives me itchy to think about.
Yeah.
And trying to make it pretty. Oh, maybe they just got like, they got influenced by the vote. Like, no, Taylor won because she deserved.
Thank you.
Can you please just like, you know, if you were not, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
We happened.
And even then, let's say,
8 women together. We put the power together and we make things happen.
And let's pretend like it is, you are so mad that I won the game. Let's pretend anybody's so mad that I won the game. There are so many other ways to advance yourself outside of the Big Brother house. There are so many other ways to better yourself,
to be
fill
successful.
your pockets.
Yeah.
What benefit is it to you to bring me down, to bring you down, to bring anybody else in the house down? I only speak about other people in the house if I'm asked about it, about specific conversations that I think are beneficial to have conversations about. Racism, sexism, xenophobia, things like that. But I will never, I try my hardest, never to drag someone down for the sake of dragging them down. I don't want the vultures going after them for no reason. There are valid critiques that can happen based on the game, but I don't want people being attacked for no reason.
Me neither. And then like I'm always like, I was literally protecting those people and going against my own truth. Because when I left the house, even the Jerry house, I felt so uncomfortable. Joseph knows. Yeah. I told the producers how uncomfortable I would feel if some certain people came over.
I'm so sorry.
So everyone knew. And then it was like, even that I was trying to protect other people. And I don't want to bring people down to get up. I don't need that. That was a game. There was $750,000. You won. You deserve. That's it. We all have like so much talent to build like billions.
And there are good people that can come back and play the game really well. And I want to root for them. Let me root for you. Make it easy for me to root for you.
Exactly. But you need to put us down to feel better. What are you gaining?
Not necessary.
And I'm like, whatever you were doing, honey, I'm going to get the rocks and I'm going to build a fucking castle.
And I know you'll build a castle.
And I'm like,
little queen, princess of the favela. I know that's right. Hello.
That was just my intention. I'm so thankful that you joined the live to talk to me and to tell the audience that I was not alone, because people always say like, Indy's following the clown, Indy wants to be famous. I'm like, I want to be famous. That's true. Hopefully I'm going to become super famous. Yes. But from the things that I worked for, from my hard work, for my talents, I'm so creative. I'm so beautiful. I'm a badass. And I'm going to create so many beautiful things. I am a catch.
Yes.
And I'm going to create beautiful things, and I want to be famous for it. Not from this experience, because that's not what I want to be remembered for. But I need to speak up. So if any other girl is in a school, is in a house, is in a work, it's feeling this way, feeling uncomfortable, being judged all the time, over and over, about their age, about their body, about anything, to speak up, to stand up for themselves. That's like a lot of protections for women. And I want to be a place that people can trust me and I can get their back, you know, and protect them as much as possible. And I know you're going to do the same, and we're here in the same journey too. My cause is way bigger than Big Brother. So
I know it is. Well, I love you.
I love you.
Now, but I couldn't let you do this live alone.
I really appreciate it, because it was tough.
I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
I love you so much.
Bye.
able to answer. Love you so much, Indy. It was so hard sometimes in the house. Jasmine just say that. Okay, so I just want to tell you guys that I'm so grateful that I finally got the courage to do this live. And thank you for watching. I hope you all know my heart and again give me a chance to show who I am and share this with as many women that you know, as many people that you know, to empower us, to let people know that we are not in silence. We are no longer in silence. They cannot grow around us. And that was beautiful. I'm so grateful that Taylor joined me. It was really important, especially because it's important for you guys to know that some other house guests felt the same. And I'm pretty sure it was every single girl in the house, if they say or not say, but there was so many comments. Whoever watched the live feeds knows that. But that's it. And I love you guys. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night, a beautiful Halloween.
Wow, well, I'm sorry that Indy went through that and some of the other ladies. God will continue to bless Taylor. The amount of grace that she's shown, to join Indy live and to hear Indy admit that, you know what, I didn't defend you. That man was screaming at you and being a bully and disrespecting you. And I just, stood there in silence. I did not defend you. I could have. And it's like sometimes people have to go through their own experiences to then open their eyes and understand. But for Taylor to receive it and say, you know what, it's all good, girl. And also be there for her, validate what she was saying. That's very admirable, because this is when, some people are still petty and they want Taylor to be petty and be like, that's what you get. Or, oh, now you see. But I love that she's not doing that. And I'm here for it, because this right here is no laughing matter, especially after a day that she's had. Taylor interview revealing that she was sexually harassed, her pageant work and all of that, with her recent interview that was released. For her to be so strong to talk about her own story and then to turn around and be there for Indy, kudos to her. And also kudos to Indy for getting this off her chest. This is not her first time responding to the men that keep coming for her, but this time she went the distance. After releasing all of that, I'm wishing her well, and I'm hoping that she find the peace that she needs. I'm wishing all of you well, and take care. Now, loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.